If you're feeling a little broke or a little lazy like I am, we've got the answer for you. It's Mairlyn Smith. I'm broke and lazy, I need Mairlyn Smith. I'm going to tell you why that makes sense. Because you're going to save us time,
Yes.
so I'm lazy, and you're going to save us money in the kitchen by prepping and cooking meals with, you know, meat that is maybe a little lower costing than other cuts you can get, right?
Totally. I'm going to
chicken
make
thighs and club packs and things like that.
I love chicken thighs.
So
I
do
really
I.
do.
Yeah.
They have more flavor for me. I mean, I like chicken breasts too.
There's more fat than the chicken breast,
And you
right?
know
A
what?
little
It's
bit
not
more.
that bad, but there's more zinc in them too. And this time of the year, zinc is good for your immune system.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I like to have the chicken thigh.
Because we're all ill.
I know.
Right? Stay away
I had
from me,
that.
actually. I have a cough.
Oh,
Sorry.
anyway. Oh, do you? Oh,
A
okay.
little bit, yeah.
I'll stand over here. Anyway, okay. So I did a whole thing through the grocery store, and I tried to find things that would make your life easier, that were also healthy, and it was a little bit harder to do. But anyway, yeah. But I did find a bunch of stuff that I was really happy about, and I'm a big fan of frozen vegetables this time of the year.
Tell us what's good about this, because some people will say, but I mean, fresh has got to be better.
No.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, because it depends on where it came from. So if the cauliflower came up on the cauliflower bus from South America, by the time it gets to us, it's not as nutrient dense. But when they actually freeze fruits and vegetables, they pick them and freeze them within 2 to 3 hours. They flash freeze them now, so the cells are really small, and so you're getting a much fresher, more nutrient dense vegetable at this time of the year that's seasonal local. And these go from, you always look on the label, and I like to make sure this is product of Canada, that one's product of Canada. I like this one, this is Archer Gardens. They actually say what province and where they got it.
Ooh, that's good.
Ingersoll.
Strathroy.
Isn't that funny?
That is
I know.
Awesome.
So these kinds of things are totally convenient, and they're economical in the sense that you're not going to end up throwing things away. A lot of people buy beans and they go into slime in the slime drawer.
We're terrible for that in
waste.
Canada. This is
40% of our food we waste. It's disgusting.
It's awful.
Anyway, so this is going to turn out to be more economical, very convenient. You come home, put it in the, you know,
Make that sound. And put it in the pot.
and put it in the thing, and you're done. Okay, so that was no verbs, no nouns. Anyway,
they understood though.
Now I really like this this company, Jane's. They make a fabulous multi-grain fish. I really like it. It's very healthy, whole grain, lower in fat, and really quick. So this takes 20 minutes. You come home, put that in, do some stir-fry, dinner's ready.
And you're done. I like that you're suggesting something that is easy in a box, because most of us think, oh gosh, home economist, she's going to say don't ever eat anything from a box.
No.
You can if it's healthy.
You can
Look at
totally.
the labels.
Read the label.
Read the labels.
Yeah, and the first ingredient should be what's the first thing. So this says fish, this is fish in the first ingredient. Always a good idea.
Thank goodness.
Phew. Anyway, okay, now then in the produce department, they have a lot of really convenient things now. They have sweet potatoes and squash already pre-cut. This is fantastic if you're making a soup, or even with the sweet potatoes, you could just toss them up in some oil and roast them in the oven. You know, sliced mushrooms, you know, for me as a home economist, I think you should chop your own, but I mean, if you're really pinched for time, and lately I have been, I'm really appreciating this. And I think the coolest thing about the mushrooms is that you can freeze mushrooms.
Oh, can
you?
Now,
yeah, you can. So as long as it's going to be an ingredient in something. So you can totally freeze them. So don't let them go to slime in your drawer. You can freeze them. These little baby sweet potatoes, they call them yams, makes me crazy.
Those
but I was very
cute.
happy that PC called them the right thing. I didn't have to phone anybody and yell at them. So that was good.
She does that.
I do that.
From time to time.
I got mad at somebody in the store the other day, and I had to say, I am speaking as a professional home economist. Anyway.
And they were like, oh boy.
Get her out of here.
we
Anyway, okay,
Bag
and now
of
this,
salad.
I love this one.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I don't like the salad dressing, it's too sweet.
Yeah.
So I cut it in half. I use half vinegar, half salad dressing.
Okay.
But you're getting Brussels sprouts and kale and radicchio and cabbage. It's very nutrient dense.
That's good.
Easy. And then as far as being easy, this celery's already been sort of cleaned. I mean, come on. Anyway, all right.
Are you going to clean it again?
I'm going to rinse it, but I don't have to do all that other stuff.
I'm not going to.
Yes, you have to.
I don't want to.
Oh, I'm not coming to your house. Anyway, okay.
Want to have dinner at my house Friday? There's going to be celery.
Okay. I'll pick mine out. Anyway, you can freeze ginger. And a lot of people buy ginger and then they let it go into some kind of dried up thing that you'd use in a voodoo thing. Anyway, and so, but what I do is I just peel off, like I'll break a hunk off. And then I'll use a little handle for holding, and then you're just going to scrape the peel off and then freeze it. If the peel's really thin, you know, like a supermodel, then you could just rinse it and, yeah, I don't have that. Anyway, and then you just grate it frozen into whatever you've got.
Okay.
Did you know you can freeze onions?
No, I did not, and I've never tried that.
It's so cinchy.
So
okay.
do you freeze them whole? Do you cut them up? What do you do?
Okay, two things. If you don't want to freeze the onions, but a lot of people find this as a big deterrent. Like, I gotta chop onions. Oh my gosh.
That's true.
Okay, so what I do is I process them up. I'll show you in a minute, and then I freeze them with that is one onion. And then when you get home, you just throw an onion in. You know, it's easy. So you just chop them up and you throw them in the food processor, comme ça, and you want to pulse it until it's just like the right kind of consistency. But I think you need to know that you're not going to be able to use this onion like for a hamburger or something. You know, like it wouldn't. They're going to be wetter, so it goes into ingredients. Okay. But if you put them in the refrigerator before about 30 minutes before, you won't need your onion goggles because you won't cry.
I can't even talk to you with those on.
She loves me when I wear these. I know. Hello.
She's sitting here before the show chopping them all. I can't.
Anyway, okay, moving on. Now, there are some companies, all I had to do was put those on and get a clap.
That's it,
oh my gosh, okay.
It's easy.
All right, there you go.
Easy like that.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of local garlic. I buy a whole bunch at my farmer's market, and then I freeze it. But I freeze it by pulsing it up with oil, and then I put it out thin. I sometimes puree, and then but you can find some already peeled garlic in your grocery store, and so you do the whole thing.
Gosh, it
and
smells
then.
good.
Yeah, you know what?
I love garlic.
Too. It's too bad they don't make it into a perfume. Anyway, and then you can pour, it works out to be about 60 cloves with about a half a cup of either canola or a cold pressed canola or extra virgin olive oil. The cold pressed canola works better because the olive oil goes too hard. And then you just pulse it up, and then you're going to freeze it in packages. Just don't forget to label it.
Do you have to put the oil in?
Yeah, you do.
So that's a way to preserve it if it's frozen. Okay,
well, it's not even preserving it. It kind of acts as a deterrent for it to age badly. And also, if you don't, it's like a brick. You'd need a chisel, and so it makes it more malleable when it's thawed out. Okay, so I had more things, but I think
let's make the chicken thing, and then later on we'll put it in the freezer, and we'll make it later.
So there's a club pack of chicken thighs that we talked about, and so what I like to do is I like to chunk them up and put how many I've got for a recipe. There's 10, and freeze it. Or if you're going to do a stir fry, I actually put the marinade ingredients that you can get on Cityline's website, and I freeze it flat. Always flat. It takes up less room, and then the trick is to remember to take this out the night before.
Yes.
And then, you know, when you get home, it looks like this, and you add, you cook that up, and then you add a bag of that frozen vegetable, the Oriental one.
This one.
And dinner's ready.
Stir fry.
Stir fry.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about the prep later.
That's
when you call the teenager. You say, take the chicken out of the fridge,
yes,
right?
Yes, and
take it out.
And put it in the sink with cold water.
Put it in the sink with cold water. I'll be home. Do it now while I'm on the phone.
Yeah. And then I'll run.
Right?
Yeah,
and then come back on the phone and tell me you did it.
Yes.
That's when you do one of those.
That's exactly.
Or you can replace teenager for husband, whatever.
Okay.